There are many different landscape products available which can be used for walls and sills. Although natural stone is beautiful, it does have its limitations when it comes to vertical applications. It is heavy and therefore may require structural support. An alternative to natural stone is stone veneers or cultured stone. These stones are lightweight, concrete products that mimic the look of natural stone. The stone is for cosmetic purposes. They can be applied using several different methods on a variety of surfaces. One common way is to use the stone mortared onto a concrete board or plywood application with a metal lath. The lath is secured to the plywood and then a scratch coat of mortar is applied over the lath. The stone is then mortared onto the surface. If you are installing stone over OSB plywood, you need to begin with a layer of stucco or house wrap to act as a moisture barrier. The horizontal layers need to overlap the bottom layers by at least 2 inches. So we've got the house wrap in behind here, which is secured to the studs at 16-inch centers, and 1-inch nails, galvanized or staples, go in every 6 inches to support the house wrap, and then a 30-pound builder's felt is installed. We'll go to the next board. So our vertical lines represent our studs. And having already installed a house wrap, we would use a builder's felt, which is installed on the studs. Simply use a stapler every 6 inches. Now the metal lath would be installed, and believe it or not, there's a rough side and a smooth side. So if you slide your hand up it, you can feel that it's a smooth texture versus a rough texture, and the rough texture is always oriented to the upside. And again, similar to the house wrap or to the builder's felt, we go every 6 inches into the stud, again with galvanized staples or 1-inch nails. And this in turn will allow the skim cord motor cord, which will be adhered to the metal lath and allowed for the veneer stone to adhere to this. Again, the rough side of the lath, it goes up, it's smooth, you can actually hear the texture. Now, if you're overlapping sheets on the builder's felt, 30-pound builder's felt, or with the galvanized diamond lath, you would typically overlap it a minimum of 2 inches over the top for the next course going up. If you're doing a taller structure, for our purposes, we'll just do the one panel. Next, you would use a skim coat mortar, typically with a polymer in it, to act as a skim coat. And this gets applied to the lath using an upward motion. Securing it into the lath, and it's about a 3/8 to 5/8 inch thick lath. Again, embedding it deeply into the lath with an upward motion. continue until the board is covered. Sort of gives you an idea. Now once this sets up and tacky to the touch, then you can apply the scratch coat. As we've done on this board. So we have a scratch coat. This allows the cultured stone with the mortar to adhere to the scratch coat. And then what we'll do is back butter the pieces. Now, if it's a very hot environment, sun's out, hot day, it's always best to water down the surface, not any freestanding water, before you install the buttered pieces. So, applying the mortar, about a ½ inch thick. And then adhering it to the scratch coat using kind of a twisting motion. On to the next piece. And you don't want the mortar too wet, or it will lose its strength. And if it's too dry, then it'll lose its adhering to the scratch coat. Again, just using a twisting motion, securing it to the board. Butter. And that's what happens when it's too dry.